Good afternoon. It is my pleasure to welcome all of you to the transition ceremony for the graduating class of winter 2023. This ceremonial rite of passage signifies that 7 trimester students have demonstrated the knowledge and skills required to advance to the next stage of their clinical education. In addition, we will recognize members of the class for their special achievements in academic and clinical excellence, as well as their service to the college. I would like to welcome the families and friends who joined us in person today to be part of this important event. The ceremony is also broadcasted live to allow as many people as possible to celebrate the accomplishments of our students. I now invite all faculty present to please stand and be recognized for your dedication and commitment to academic excellence, leadership, and professional best practices. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Jessica Walker, instructor in the Department of Foundational Sciences, who will present the Distinguished Service in Foundational Sciences Award. Dr. Walker.
The Distinguished Service in Foundational Sciences Award is presented to a member of the current 7th trimester class who has demonstrated an astute interest in the Foundational Sciences curriculum, as evidenced by grade point average, service through tutoring, and serving as a teaching assistant above and beyond conventional expectation. The recipient of this trimester's Distinguished Service in Foundational Sciences Award is Kalina Logan. It is now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Chad Warshel, Director of the Master of Science in Diagnostic Imaging Program and Professor in the Department of Clinical Sciences, who will present the Diagnostic Imaging Award.
Thank you, Dr. Walker. The radiology curriculum at Northeast is extensive and extremely demanding. This award recognizes a 7th trimester student who has demonstrated excellence and distinction in the diagnostic imaging portion of the curriculum. The recipient of the Diagnostic Imaging Award is Kalina Logan. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Christopher Marchese, Associate Professor in the Department of Integrated Chiropractic Therapies, who will present the Frank P. Digiacomo Technique Award.
The Chiropractic Technique Award is especially meaningful because to many, technique represents the distinguishing difference between our profession and all others. The Dr. Frank P. Digiacomo Technique Award is presented to a 7th trimester student who has demonstrated competency and mastery of the subject material, and by virtue of their ability, received the endorsement of the Integrated Chiropractic Therapies faculty and others appropriate to the evaluation. The recipient of the Dr. Frank P. Digiacomo Technique Award is Sam Weichel. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Laura Passamonte, Fellow in the Department of Integrated Chiropractic Therapies, who will present the Distinguished Accomplishment in Diagnosis Award.
The Distinguished Accomplishment in Diagnosis Award is presented to a member of the 7th trimester class who has demonstrated excellence in the area of diagnostic sciences. Candidates for this award must meet a grade course requirement and have served as a tutor and/or teaching assistant. The individual's dedication, service, and performance must be above and beyond conventional expectations. The recipient of this award, by virtue of their ability, has received endorsement by the diagnosis faculty. The recipient of the Distinguished Accomplishment in Diagnosis Award is Samuel Weichel. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Rebecca Bauer, instructor in the Campus Health Center, who will present the Lloyd E. Henby Distinguished Service Award.
The Lloyd E. Henby Distinguished Service Award is given to honor the memory of Dr. Henby, who perpetually demonstrated a strong passion and commitment to the college and the students he taught. This award recognizes the recipient's efforts in advancing the principles of the chiropractic profession through strong moral character, education, leadership, and service to the community and profession. The recipient of the Lloyd E. Henby Distinguished Service Award is Samuel Weichel. It is my pleasure to invite Dr. Nick Poirier, Assistant Vice President of Academic Affairs, to the podium to present the Academic Achievement Award.
The Academic Achievement on National Boards is presented to the Doctor of Chiropractic student who has demonstrated outstanding performance on Part 1 and/or Part 2 of national board examinations by achieving an average score of 600 or greater on all sections of the Part 1 and/or Part 2 exams, with no single section scored below 450. The Academic Achievement Award recipient is Kalina Logan for Parts 1 and 2. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Michael Meston, President of Northeast College of Health Sciences, to present the Distinguished Service Awards, the Kenneth W. Padgett Scholarship, and the Standard Process Scholarship. Dr. Meston.
In recognition of their outstanding dedication and service to the entire Northeast College community during their 7th trimesters, I am pleased to present Distinguished Service Awards to Jesse Huck, Romney Lovell, Harshdeep Parmar, and Samuel Weichel. Please come forward. Well done. The Kenneth W. Padgett Scholarship is given in honor of Northeast current Chancellor and past President of this institution from 1989 to 2000. Among his many accomplishments, Dr. Padgett served as President of the American Chiropractic Association, President of the New York State Chiropractic Association, and he still, at this time in his career, serves in the profession in many capacities, to include serving on the Association of Chiropractic History and continues to be actively involved in the American Chiropractic Association. The Kenneth W. Padgett Scholarship is awarded to a 7th trimester student who has earned a cumulative GPA of 3.0 or higher and was selected for the best essay addressing the following. Upon graduation from the leading institution of chiropractic education, you'll be one of the best trained doctors of chiropractic. As in most professions, there are sometimes differences of opinions and views between chiropractic practitioners. Explain how you will work with other doctors of chiropractic to unify and advance the chiropractic profession. The recipient of the Kenneth W. Padgett Scholarship is Samuel Weichel. Standard Process is the foremost supplier and producers of whole food nutritional supplements and is recognized for its attention to quality. The company is also a significant supporter of chiropractic education, research, and a wonderful supporter of our college. In fact, this fitness center is named in their honor. The Standard Process Scholarship is awarded to a 7th trimester student who earned a cumulative GPA of 3.0 or higher and was selected for the best essay addressing the following. Standard Process believes that whole foods nutrition is essential for maintaining health. We also believe that healthcare providers offer the best direction to guide patients in their nutritional needs. As you will soon be in practice, how will you plan to implement nutrition into your practice to change your patients' lives? The recipient of the Standard Process Scholarship is Jesse Huck.
It is now my pleasure to introduce the speaker for today's transition ceremony. Dr. Anthony Palumbo is a 1995 summa cum laude graduate of Life College. He had the honor of acting as his class salutatorian. Following his college's credo, to give, to do, to love, to serve, out of your own abundance, he has proudly contributed to the profession of chiropractic in many roles. Dr. Palumbo is a longtime member of the American Chiropractic Association and is currently serving in the role of president of the New York State Chiropractic Association. He has attained 2 diplomate statuses in electrodiagnosis and holds a director's seat on the exam board for the American Chiropractic Association's Colleges of Clinical Electrodiagnosis. Dr. Palumbo is an adjunct professor of postgraduate studies at Northeast College of Health Sciences. He has served as an expert witness on many occasions on behalf of chiropractors. Dr. Palumbo has enjoyed being in private practice for the past 26 years and holds active licenses to practice in New York, New Jersey, and Florida. He is currently part of a multidisciplinary healthcare team at New York Chiropractic and Physical Therapy on Staten Island, New York. His greatest joy in life is spending time with his family and serving as the head coach for his hometown high school's junior varsity ice hockey team. Please help me welcome Dr. Anthony Palumbo.
Well, first let me say, sitting up here with all these white coats and a gray suit, I feel like a piece of dirty snow. But I'm so honored to be here today. And before I read what I wrote down on this paper, and hopefully it will help you in your careers going forward. The people who sit before you are absolutely the ones who are supporting you in your academic career. But let's not ever forget the people that are sitting behind you. And I think it's very important to give them a round of applause because those are the people who support you. They support you in your life, and I'm sure they'll always be there for you. So, future doctors of chiropractic of the class of 2023, I'm truly excited to be standing here before you today. In the many years that I've been in practice, there are times that I feel humbled to be part of this profession, and this is most certainly one of those times. I appreciate the nice introduction that Dr. Poirier gave to me. I want to thank the staff of Northeast College for their hospitality, and I especially would like to thank Dr. Meston for inviting me here today to share this experience with all of you, and also for being a partner in the advancement of chiropractic and for truly being a friend. I'm a full-time practicing chiropractor in my 26th year of practice. I remain in the trenches and experienced all the adversities that practicing doctors face daily, so I believe that I have a good understanding of our profession from the inside. As the president of the NISCA, I am fully committed to acting in the best interest of all practicing doctors and their patients and growing the profession in a positive manner. I recently turned 50, and this milestone caused me a great introspection of my life and career. I struggled with certain aspects, but I realized a very important thing. This profession is not about me or my contemporaries anymore. It is about you and the generations of chiropractors behind us. I want you all to know that I fully recognize the needs of the younger generations of doctors behind us. Securing your future and growing chiropractic, especially in this state of New York, is a top priority for me. I have shared my experiences in speaking with many of you today. In my 26 years of practice, I have certainly been around the block more than once. In fact, I have been around the block many times. I have had many opportunities in this great profession in many different aspects. I have not always succeeded. In fact, by most measures, I have failed several times. However, I live by two mottos. Number one, failing is a natural part of trying and learning. And number two, the opposite of strength is not weakness, it is complacency. So I say to all of you, try hard even if you fail, learn, and most importantly, never be complacent. Life is harsh sometimes and teaches you valuable lessons when you least expect it. Years ago, I was provided with one of the most powerful learning experiences that the universe can offer. I was diagnosed with a brain tumor. I had surgery and by the grace of God, made a full recovery. I was a sole practitioner at the time and lost my practice. Again, by the grace of God, I found my way and made a comeback. 20 years later, I am here, stronger and wiser for this experience. And for the record, as Dr. Poirier told you, I hold licenses in New Jersey and Florida, but I have made my comeback, raised a family, and lived a great life in New York. Don't be fooled. This state is not such a bad place to stake your practice. I can assure you that I do not stand before you believing I am better than any of you. I look forward to the day when I can call you doctor, and I also look forward to you being my peer. I have merely had a head start walking the path that you have essentially only begun. So hopefully by addressing you today, I can save you from some of those bumps, bruises, and scraped knees caused by the rocky portions of the path. To quote a line that Bill Murray's character spoke in the movie Groundhog Day, when comparing himself to God because he knew so much by living the same day over and over. Maybe he, God, is not omnipotent. Maybe he's just been around so long he knows everything. I'm a God-fearing man, so I would never compare myself to God, and I would never be foolish enough to tell you that I know everything. But I've certainly been around long enough to share my knowledge, share the knowledge I've gained through my experiences with you today. To me, the key to practicing as a doctor of chiropractic is embracing the fact that you are unique among the other healthcare professionals. You are a chiropractor and must always remember that that at your core, correcting a patient's spinal distortions, vertebral subluxations, misalignments, whatever you want to call them, is what separates you and makes you unique. However, you can never forget that you are also a doctor and have a responsibility caring for the patient's overall health and well-being. Finding the right balance of the two aspects of your degree is what will make you a great chiropractor. When it comes to commencement speeches, in my opinion, the greatest speech ever was the one that has long been attributed to Kurt Vonnegut, but was actually a column written by Mary Smith for the Chicago Tribune. It was about a speech she would have liked to give a graduating class. Sadly, the speech was never given by Vonnegut or Schmitz, but it was made famous by the Baz Luhrmann song back in the 90s, back when you guys were just babies. I've always been inspired by the words in this speech/song, and I freely admit to you now that I have borrowed some of these words for this speech for educational purposes only. Just want to let the faculty know. Let me begin by saying that if I could offer you only one tip for the future, chiropractic adjustments would be it. The benefits of chiropractic adjustments have been proved by scientists, whereas the rest of my advice has no basis more reliable than my own meandering experiences. I will dispense this advice now. Instead of a boring speech, my advice will be shared mostly in a series of non sequiturs. Don't worry about the future, or worry, but know that worrying is as effective as trying to solve an algebra equation by chewing bubble gum. The real troubles in your life are apt to be things that never cross your mind, that never cross your worried mind, the kind that blindsides you at 4 p.m. on some idle Tuesday. Well, that blindsided me yesterday when I was getting ready to leave to come up here. My EMG machine broke, so that was fun. Don't waste your time on jealousy. Sometimes you're ahead, sometimes you're behind. The race is long, and in the end, it's only with you. Remember the compliments you receive, forget the insults. If you succeed in doing this, please call me and tell me how. Don't feel guilty if you don't know exactly what you want to do with your life right now. The most interesting DCs I know didn't know when we graduated chiropractic school what they wanted to do with their lives. Some of them went on to do the most amazing things in our profession. Stretch and exercise and encourage your patients to do the same. Take vitamins and eat a healthy diet and encourage your patients to do the same. Be kind to your joints and encourage your patients to do the same. You will both miss them when they're gone. Maybe you'll open a private practice and be your own boss. Maybe you won't. Maybe you'll join a group practice as a partner. Maybe you won't. Maybe you'll be an employee of a large practice. Maybe you won't. Maybe you'll teach like these great professors up here on the stage today. Maybe you won't. Whatever you do, don't congratulate yourself too much or berate yourself either. Your choices are half chance. So are everybody else's. But work hard and give effort. Take directions from your mentors and peers, even if you don't follow them. Do not ever read research articles with the point of view that you should know everything in them. This will only make you feel dumb. Get to know your patients. You never know what joy they can bring you. Be nice to your staff. They're your best link to your patients and the people most likely to stick with you when the chips are down. Understand that trends come and go, but your core beliefs based on facts should never falter. Always be willing to bend yourself to the individual nature of each patient, but never break. Accept certain inalienable truths. Prices will rise, reimbursement for your services will seem to decline, you too will get old, and when you do, you'll fantasize that when you were young, fees were reasonable and your overhead was low. Respect your parents. Let's face it, for most of you, without them sacrificing, you wouldn't be sitting here listening to me right now. Be careful whose advice you ask for, but be patient with those who supply it. Your critical thinking skills are grounded in several things: your education, your observational abilities, and your intuitive common sense. Your clinical judgment supersedes any textbook. Evidence-based practice is an amalgam of the best scientific evidence plus patient values and circumstances, plus your clinical experience and expertise. When it comes to x-rays, be systematic. Develop an approach for interpreting x-rays and use it to the day you retire. Be patient. Do not rapidly flip through x-rays or use the ceiling light as a view box. Be critical. Don't accept poor quality in your x-rays and demand they be retaken if they are. And be skeptical. If you see something that doesn't look just right, act on it and order an additional study. There are no true time factor rules when it comes to ordering diagnostic studies. If you have clinical evidence or a true gut feeling that a study is needed on day one of the patient encounter, order it. According to the Hospital for Special Surgery in New York City, 97% of low back pain is mechanical. So when you hear hoofbeats, think of horses, not zebras. But never assume and always question. Most importantly, trust your spidey sense. Practice according to the Scout motto, be prepared. Don't be reckless with your patient's health and well-being, and don't put up with other doctors who are reckless with theirs either. Don't forget to ask the patient what their goals and expectations are. When it comes to evaluating patients, history is the most important. It is the foundation of every doctor-patient encounter. Your clinical judgment is the final determining factor for all of these encounters. When it comes to treating patients, teaching patients about the biology and physiology of their pain experience leads to greater positive outcomes. Providing compassion is sometimes greater than providing a diagnosis. Sometimes you are a psychologist, sometimes you are a pastor, sometimes merely putting your hand on a patient's shoulder and telling them everything will be okay is enough to get them over the hump. Rely more on your reflex hammer and rely less on your orthopedic testing. Everyone is a candidate for chiropractic care. They just may not be at the time they present to your office. When in doubt, refer out. Notes seem tedious and unimportant until somebody asks for them. A good note is worth an hour of wasted time. Smile. Be meticulous, but be expeditious. Never stop learning or advancing yourself. Read. For God's sakes, read. Join a professional organization. It is your duty as a professional, and it will forge bonds that will last you a lifetime. And lastly, always remember, most advice is just a form of nostalgia. Dispensing it is a way of fishing the past from the disposal, wiping it off, painting over the ugly parts, and recycling it for more than it's usually worth. But trust me on the chiropractic adjustments. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Palumbo. Please stand up. Join me here. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be with us today and sharing those words of wisdom. In addition to that, thank you for your leadership in the state of New York and the entire chiropractic profession. It's much appreciated. With that, I'd like to present you with this certificate of appreciation in recognition of your outstanding contributions to Northeast College of Health Sciences and also chiropractic. Thank you. Thank you very much.
We will now begin the Rite of Passage. Please remain seated until you are asked to stand and follow the ushers. As you proceed across the stage, please greet each faculty representative, symbolizing your successful matriculation through the foundational sciences, clinical sciences, integrated chiropractic therapies, principles of healthcare practice, and the campus health center. You will then be ceremoniously helped into your white coat, signifying the start of your clinical education. I now invite Dr. Zampano, Dr. Jarrett Thalwell, Dr. Carnevale, Dr. Arar, Dr. Maneri, and Dr. Palumbo to join me on stage, and I would ask the ushers to please bring the students to the stage. It is also my pleasure to invite Dr. Jose Balseca, instructor in the Department of Integrated Chiropractic Therapies and a clinician in the Campus Health Center, to introduce the students who will soon advance to the outpatient phase of their clinical education.
Jesse Huck. Keith Angrisani. Aaron Hayden. Allison Bencart. Brianne Avery. Kalina Logan. Mark Edward Polinsky. Romney Lavelle. Harshdeep Kaur Parmar. Hunter Lee Mackey. Matthew Robert Dominic. Jocelyn Byron. Yetem Pina Torres. Ashanti Stanberry. Samuel Dever Weichel. Austin Broadhurst. Matthew Alex Levine. Carson Michael Tagner. Logan Gayman. Mitchell Alchimera. Isaac Park. Derek Michael Lamb. Max Lort. Andrew Bryce Collins. Tara Vogel. Connor Critchfield. Bridget Lee Mann. Matthew Suchanik. Rosa Mendonça. is my pleasure to invite Dr. Ann Killen, Executive Vice President of Academic Affairs, to the podium to present the meaning of the Northeast College of Health Sciences logo.
Thank you. And to our students, congratulations. Every time I come up here and look out and you have your white coats on, you guys look great. Enjoy it. The Northeast College of Health Sciences logo, which is on the cover of the transition ceremony program, was designed to be a modern reflection of the icons on our official college seal. Each of the symbols on the shield represents an important, time-honored fundamental of our college. The flame represents the illumination of all in its light, casting ignorance into shadows. The quill pen, immersed in an inkwell, signifies learning and open discourse, both academic and interpersonal. And the open book illustrates the rich foundation of wisdom upon which the college is built and the lifelong pursuit of new knowledge to which the college's scholars are clearly devoted. It is my pleasure to invite Dr. Wendy Maneri, Dean of Clinical Education, to the podium to administer the chiropractic student oath.
So I'm going to ask all of you in the class to please stand, raise your right hand, and repeat after me. I do hereby affirm my dedication. To the chiropractic profession. As I continue with my clinical clerkship. I will strive to apply my knowledge and skills for the well-being of patients. Engaging only in those practices which will bring honor upon myself and my profession. I will endeavor to work in a professional manner with my teachers and colleagues. I will never allow material advancement or prejudice in any form to interfere with the duty I owe my patients. I will respect the knowledge, skills, and experience of the doctors who allow me to learn under their licenses. I vow to practice chiropractic ethically and with dignity. In the presence of this gathering, I bind myself to this oath, making it solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. Congratulations to all of you.
You may be seated. This concludes today's transition ceremony. Congratulations to all of you for reaching this important milestone. On behalf of the faculty and staff, I wish you continued success in the next stage of your clinical education. To the family members and friends who joined us in person and remotely today, we would like to thank you for your continued support of these future doctors of chiropractic. After the ceremony, we ask the students to come up to the stage and get your class photo taken before joining with your families. Please be well and have a wonderful rest of your day.